Hello everyone and welcome to this week's behind the scenes devlog video, and this week I'm hoping to make a load of models and to also do a bit more work on the bird's movement. So this week it's going to be a bit of a shorter one because I'm starting on Tuesday. Yesterday I had to finish off the tutorial, and on Saturday I'm going to Wolfsburg. I'm going to be spending the weekend there, so I need to do editing on Friday, which means I've only got 3 days this week to work on Equilinox, but I should hopefully still be able to get a fair amount done. So far today I've been having quite a nice relaxing morning, just making a few tree models, and I've been concentrating on making the younger versions for trees that I've already made. So for example, I just created these two models here, and I've just added this new tree into the game, as you can see here. 12:30 now, and I've just been making a few more models for Equilinox. So firstly I had a go at making bamboo, which I found kind of tricky to do in low poly, so I've had a few attempts at this. I think this is one of my better ones. And I've also just started working on this, which will hopefully end up looking like a warthog, but at the moment I'm just working on getting the body shape right. But for now I'm going to stop. I'm going to go for a run in the park because it's a lovely day today, and then I'll have some lunch and get back to work this afternoon. Three o'clock in the afternoon now, and I just spent the last hour finishing off the warthog model, as you can see here, and I'm actually pretty happy with it. I think it turned out quite nicely in the end. Just doing a bit more work on the bird's movement now, and I've just implemented something that quite a few people mentioned in the comments of the last video, which is that the bird should slow down just before they land, so I've implemented that. And obviously I've also added a couple of perch spots to this new tree. To finish off this afternoon, I've just been making the models for the younger versions of the bamboo plant here, and I'm going to add this into the game after I've had a bit of dinner. So it's the end of the day now, and it's been a pretty good day. I got a fair amount done, a few nice new models. One of which is of course the bamboo shoots, which as you can see I have now added into the game. Good morning everyone, it's Wednesday morning, starting a bit later today because we had a guest staying on the couch, which is in this room, so obviously I didn't want to come in too early. But today I'm going to be making a few new models, probably doing a bit more work on the bird's movement, and I'm going to get started now. So I've just been tidying up some of the code for the bird movement and making a few optimizations, but nothing particularly exciting, and now I'm going to try and clear out some of these to-do lists for the models, because most of these models actually just need the younger versions to be created, so I should be able to get through quite a lot of these today. It is 3:30 in the afternoon now, and I've just finished making all of the younger versions for all of the trees that I currently had on the go. So I've made the younger versions for the swamp tree here, for the cherry tree, and also for the jungle tree. And I also made the younger versions for the bush model, which I hadn't yet added into the game, but I made this into a blueberry bush, and I've added it into Equilinox now, and you can see some in the world here. So for the rest of the afternoon today, I've still just been working on the models and been trying to get as many of these animals into the game as I can. I haven't worked on any of the movement yet, so don't worry about that. But as you can see, I have now added the desert hares into the game, although obviously not in the desert yet. I've also added the crocodiles, and again, don't worry about the movement. We've also got some toads, and also some new fish here, some new wolves, and finally some lizards. So as you can see, these to-do lists are looking quite a bit shorter now, which is great. The list of animals here is actually the full list of all the animals that I still have left to add into the game. I haven't made a list like that for the plants yet though, but I definitely should, otherwise I'm going to keep thinking of new plants to add and I'll never get this game finished. So I'll probably do that early next week. Hasn't really been the most productive morning so far today. I started off by trying to make a few changes to the UI, just tried out a few things, tried to make a few improvements, but I ended up just changing most of it back because I wasn't very happy with it. One thing that I did keep though was this new progress bar when you change worlds. It just has a much simpler style than the old one, and the old one just looks a bit out of place. Also this morning I've been doing a bit more work on the nest placement mechanic for the birds, made a few bug fixes, a few improvements, and I've also now allowed the birds to build their nests on bushes. So I've just finished making the model for the adult bear, probably for about the 4th time now. I've had quite a few goes at this before and failed horribly every time, but this time it actually went quite well, and I think this is probably as good as it's going to get. So this is going to go into the game, but first I need to make the model for the bear cub. So both of the bear models are now in the game, bouncing around like crazy at the moment. Again, I haven't made any movement for them yet. So to finish off the morning, I'm now going to create the younger version for the warthog model. Just finished making the model for the younger version of the warthog, and I'll add this into the game in a bit, but for now I'm just stopping for my usual lunchtime salad. Next up today, I've just quickly implemented a very simple egg laying functionality for the ducks and the chickens. At the moment they just lay these eggs kind of randomly around their area, and then obviously after a while these eggs will hatch into chicks. Just finished making the models for the younger version of the deer and the reindeer, so this to-do list is looking quite nice and short now. So to finish off the day today, I've been doing a bit of work on generating the icons for species when the game loads, as opposed to having to create them all manually myself. And at the moment I'm just doing this for the species that don't already have icons, so that's mainly the ones that I've added in this week. And it's working. You can see that these icons here have been generated and they're showing up fine, but I still need to do a bit of work on the positioning and scaling of these icons. For some of them it's okay, like the hare here obviously looks fine, but then for others like the crocodile, it's obviously way too small and positioned a bit too low. So it still needs a bit of work, but hopefully eventually I'll be able to just have generated icons and I won't have to create any more myself. So it is now Friday, and today I just had to do editing because I need to get this video done and finished before I leave for Wolfsburg tomorrow morning. So sorry it was a bit of a quick one this week, but next week I've got a completely full free week, so I should have much more to show you in the next devlog. But yeah, that's going to be it for this week. Thank you guys very much for watching this video. Do subscribe if you haven't already. Have a fantastic week, and I will see you all next time.